If I don't have time to do the iodine today, I'll do it first thing tomorrow. Raquel, I'll make you hang out in the hallway. And then when I clean it up, you should be fine once I get some alcohol on it. So we'll just probably that'll be easier. So I'm just nervous about it. So we'll do that. Sublimation. That's when a substance changes from a solid to a gas. It skips melting. It skips the liquid phase and boiling. Okay? Deposition's the opposite. It's gas to solid. So if you can take that gas and bring it in an environment where it's a little bit cooler, it might condense, but condense is the wrong word. It's deposit. It goes from gas to solid. I say condense because you can imagine that, like water vapor condensing on a window or something. But this goes back in the other direction. And the only substances that really we talk about are solid iodine and solid CO2. Is that still on there, Cheyenne?
Yeah.
On the screen there?
Yep.
Okay. Iodine and CO2. Solid iodine, solid carbon dioxide. Those are the only two that we talk about that sublime. Go from a solid to a gas. And again, the opposite is called deposition. Okay. I'm moving on. Hopefully you're staying with me. I'm going a little quick. All right. So now copy this flow chart down in your notes. We got matter on top. Over here we got substances. And then over here we got mixtures. These are the only two types of matter. Everything in this room is either a substance or a mixture. Most things are mixtures. Your two types of substances are elements and then compounds. Your two types of mixtures are homogeneous and heterogeneous. And again, I tend to just mix some letters when I write, so just, ask me if you're confused. I don't know when or why I started doing that, but. So, this is it. Everything in the world that's considered matter is either an element, a compound, those are called substances, or a homogeneous or heterogeneous mixture. I'll give you kind of examples of each one before we get out of here. It'll help you do your homework. Tomorrow, we'll continue with this. We will definitely do the iodine and take physical, chemical properties and changes notes. And then we're going to go through each one of these types of matter slower with more notes. This is just an overview. All right, elements, you know what they are. I don't need to list them. They're right there. We've been talking about them. Compounds, though, are a little bit trickier. H2O, NaCl, CO2, CH4, let's see, NH3, NaHCO3. Those are actually all really common compounds that you come in contact in your normal life all the time. You have water, you have salt, carbon dioxide, CH4 is methane, NH3 is ammonia, NaHCO3 is baking soda. Normal things in the air, in your house, in the school, in food, salt at least, in water. So these are all compounds. So all we need to do today is just get examples, maybe explain this out loud. We don't need to write it down. What is a compound? How would you define a compound? Grant.
I'll make sure two elements.
Good. I'm not gonna use that word because that's confusing, but yeah, it's two or more elements. Instead of mixed, let's use another word. Combined. How? Physically or chemically? Chemically, they react. Sodium and chlorine gas, a violent reaction. At the end, you get salt. Okay? These are put together chemically, so guess how you separate them? Chemically. You can't take a little tiny knife and slice the salt apart and get sodium and chlorine. That's crazy. Okay? So, chemically combined, chemically separated. We will write all this later. This is just an overview. All right, these two are put together physically. So these are chemical. These are physically put together. An example of homogeneous, well, what's the prefix homo mean? Same. Hetero? Different. So this homogeneous is actually uniform throughout. That's what the prefix means. Uniform throughout. The same throughout. An example would be NaCl AQ. And that's called salt water. That AQ you're going to see in here a lot. That little AQ means aqueous. That means the salt is dissolved in water, so we write AQ. And that's just salt water. So that's something you'll get used to. Okay? So if you can imagine salt water, it's clear. It's uniform. That's homogeneous. Milk is another example. Heterogeneous. Not uniform. The example I give, which is very obvious, I think, dirt. Go dig a hole. Look at all the dirt next to your hole. What might be in the dirt?
Worm.
Worms, bugs,
Rock.
rocks, grass. And if you're lucky, someone's toe or finger. Sorry, I'm weird sometimes.
Rats.
Hey, Coach, rats! You might dig up some rats. So, this is going to help you with the worksheet due tomorrow. All right? So just finish writing up what you need to. And I am at the school if you need anything.